Are you feeling sluggish, struggling with bloating, brain fog, stubborn weight? Your liver might be crying out for help. This powerhouse organ is your body's natural detoxifier, but with today's diet and lifestyle, it can get overloaded fast. The good news, you can support your liver naturally, starting in your kitchen. In today's episode, we're going to be sharing simple, delicious liver cleansing recipes that can help flush out toxins, boost energy, and get you feeling amazing. Ready to give your liver some love? It's Liver Love Month. Let's dive in right after this. All right, before we get started, don't forget, after this episode, join us on Telegram, where we are uncensored, t.me/life.and.co, and we'll be there. If you miss us, you can still go there and see the videos. They stay there like almost forever. And lastly, we don't usually say this, and we should be saying it way more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share. We would really appreciate that. That's how you can support us. And so with that, we just want to say hi to George. Greetings. And we're happy to have you joining us as usual.
Greetings again. And it's the YouTube oxygen or the Facebook oxygen are the clicks, the likes. And when you let them know that you want this, they will actually let us be seen by more people. You would think that they would show it to everyone, but that's not how it works.
No, that is correctamundo. All right. So we're going to do something different. We're going to be talking about recipes. So in other words, go into your kitchen and throw out the Ritz crackers, throw out the Coca-Cola, throw out the ice cream, and fill it with something that's really good for your liver. And we have a list of about 8 recipes that we're going to quickly talk about, and I'm sure those will spin off into other things. And the first recipe for cleansing your liver is spinach and kiwi. So you blend 1 cup of spinach with 2 to 3 kiwis. I think you can even leave the skin on, because that skin is supposed to be really good.
Yeah,
and
I tell you, Scott, if you serve me this, I'll puke.
Well, if you're gonna puke, if you have it, don't have it. Throw a bunch of sugar in it, some ice cream, and make a smoothie. But the spinach supports healthy blood sugar and also helps remove fat from the abdomen. Oh, I didn't know that. And the kiwi has properties to protect the liver against damage, which would be, I guess, a lot of vitamin C. Right. So now, what would you add to that?
Let me explain. Not every body type enjoys kale, and some people are really allergic to oxalates. And I'm one of those. And spinach is the highest oxalate or oxalic acid food. So not everybody is welcome with spinach, or spinach is not welcome with everybody. And the third thing, kiwi, when I put it in my mouth, makes my tongue fuzzy because I have an allergy to it. So
now, is that an allergy? Because I have the same. I've had that experience with kiwi where I've had it. Half my tongue goes numb. But I've also had it with pineapple. So is that just an enzyme in the kiwi and the pineapple that reacts to us?
Possibly, but I'm not tempting it. You will not find spinach and kiwi in my house. What can I say?
All right. Okay, so we're probably not going to find the next recipe in your house either, and that's spinach and grapefruit. So you take a cup of spinach and a whole grapefruit. And
Scott, where the heck did you find these recipes?
I think it was ChatGPT.
Okay.
No, actually, it was a YouTube channel.
Okay. These people are such effing nuts let me explain. Fructose is the sugar inside of fruit. Sucrose is the sugar that we know from sugar cane and sugar beet. And that's composed of one fructose, which is a 5-carbon molecule, and glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule. We hook them together. Therefore, oh yeah, and the glucose is what directly feeds our mitochondria. Fructose does not. Fructose requires a whole bunch of work in the human body to be useful and converted energy. And HFCS, high fructose corn syrup, is this sweetener of choice of the modern food processors that put it into ketchup and Coca-Cola and who knows what else.
Yep.
And that has got a glycemic index of 87, which is higher than the 70 that is in sugar sucrose itself.
So you're saying spinach and grapefruit won't clean your liver?
Well, let me explain further. So fructose is digested or processed only in your liver. No cells can use fructose directly. So if you're a fast oxidizer, you're going to experience fruit in general as practically toxic to you. You will not enjoy yourself.
Oh, so in other words, nothing on my list is going to be good if you're a fast oxidizer.
Right. And anybody with a liver challenge should be really tempted to not eat fruit. And then they should be really, really tempted to not eat glucose, because that's how you get fatty liver.
Okay.
Try me with your next recipe. Let's see if I can say something nice about it.
No, you're not going to, because you already slammed one of these ingredients that I haven't even brought up, but you already slammed it, and that was kale and pomegranate.
Right. So what they're doing is they're mixing vegetables and fruit, and they're trying to make it taste right and feed you the high chlorophyll vegetable. Okay. So here's Martin's take. If you don't like the taste of kale, because I don't, try chlorella. Chlorella is a sweetwater or lake water growing algae, so it doesn't smell like the ocean the way spirulina or gesundheit or whatever else other maritime types smell. Chlorella tastes like candy when you have it. And
yeah, it has a nice taste. I totally agree.
And it's the best liver food you'll find.
Okay, so instead of kale and pomegranate, chlorella and pomegranate. So Martin, if somebody says, okay, I want to fix my liver, because that's what we're talking about today, and they eat a pomegranate or they eat a kiwi or they eat a grapefruit or they eat a strawberry or a blueberry, what sort of, and they're paying attention to themselves, what sort of reaction would you be looking for to say, that's really not good for you because of your metabolic type? Be bouncing off the wall, be going to sleep, would have a tummy ache.
Okay, a fast oxidizer will indeed be agitated, which would be nervous, unhappy. I don't know what the words are. Well, nervous, anxiety.
Anxiety, right? So here's something that you could do then. You go for lunch, you get a pint of blueberries today, and you eat it, and you don't eat anything else. And everybody that you're working with just wants to stay away because you are on a rampage. That would be a pretty good clue. You wouldn't need to check the kiwi or the pomegranate. You can assume you'll be the same with all of those.
Yeah.
Then the next day or 2 or 3 days later, you have 3 slices of bread. No butter, nothing. Or maybe you could put some jam on it.
Yeah, jam.
And you sleep.
Dry toast with jam, baby.
Yeah, and you sleep all afternoon. You're so easy to get along with because you're just spaced out. Don't get any work done. That'll give you a clue.
So if you happen to have this dry toast with jam and fall asleep thereafter, you are not an oxidizer, you're an autonomic. And stay the heck away from carbs and stay the heck away from alcohol, because that's what's going to tank your energy and put you to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if
And
you're an
that happens to me.
oxidizer,
That happens just you know, Martin, but I just want to emphasize this. If I go for lunch and I have a sandwich and I go for lunch at noon, at 2 o'clock, I am sound asleep. Like I am out like a light, dreaming, delta state, like whatever it is, for an hour to 2 hours. And then I wake up and I wake up totally like I haven't had enough sleep. So I want to make one other point before you jump in with what you were going to say. And that is, Martin, if I went to the doctor and I said, I want to know if I'm a fast oxidizer or I'm an autonomic, or what my metabolic type is, please, Mr. Doctor, take some blood so that you can tell me. He's going to say what?
it's going to say that's not how we find out which type you are.
Or is he going to say, I have no clue what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, probably that.
So the point I wanted to make is that you do not go to some expert other than Martin to ask how to live this way, because there is a test, there's lots of tests, but it's not the test that the mainstream medical science wants to give you. The test they want to give you is stick something in your arm, pull a bunch of liquid out, send it to a lab. If it comes back with nothing on the chart outside the normal range they say, then you're fine. And we get this with our fibromyalgia group where we have 130,000 people all the time. I went to my doctor. He gave me some tests. He told me there's nothing wrong, but I can't get out of bed and I'm in pain and I'm this and I'm that. This is outside the realm of the mainstream medical. And unfortunately, it's why so many people are obese. So many people are sick with chronic illnesses, because they'll give tests, they'll give the blood test, and it doesn't work. It's almost like they're vampires, right? Everything is around the blood. And if it's not around the blood, they can't.
Hey, listen, they have the exclusive marketing rights to puncture. You have to be a licensed, puncture. You have to be a licensed phlebotomist in order to
teeth puncture.
You have to be a licensed person to be able to draw blood, to puncture skin. You have to have a license to do it. And they protect their marketing rights, and they're using their methods because they give them an advantage. But anyway, so if you come back from the test that the doctor gave you with elevated liver enzymes like the ALT, then okay, you are eating the wrong diet. And the most likely reason for your problem is either alcoholic fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver. Either way, you'll get there, because alcohol is a carbohydrate. And so whether you're abusing alcohol or whether you're abusing bananas or cookies or toast, it actually ends up in the same place, fatty liver.
So if I can interrupt you for a second, Kevin comes up with a really good point. Exactly so. I was in pain, but nothing was wrong. What? At least it made me do my own research. Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. All right. So we have liver problems, and if you're a certain type, maybe having some chlorella with a little bit of fruit might help. I understood that lemon juice was very good. Actually, let me give you this recipe and let's see what you think.
All right, let's start.
All right, so this is not on my list, but this is me. What I have drunk often is lemon juice, garlic, ginger, honey, turmeric,
water.
So you boil the water, you put the turmeric in, you put the ginger in, you put the honey in. I forget what else.
And you squeeze the lemon in it.
You squeeze the lemon in it. You can squeeze the lemon in after you're done.
Yeah. You don't want to boil the lemon.
Yeah. So
Well,
you
so
kind of
what
you boil that stuff up because and simmer. Like you don't boil the shit out of it, right? You boil it until because otherwise the honey doesn't like if you take a cold glass of water and you stick honey in it, it just sort of plumps to the bottom. You stir it and it takes a long time for it to, that's why you want to heat it up to get all that stuff kind of in for there.
yeah,
And
you
George
can do
says,
that to a tea, right?
yeah, yeah.
My
Like a
friend,
tea. Like a tea,
my
yeah.
my friend called this the kiss of Kathmandu, where you take turmeric and hot water, boiled water, you add to it coconut oil,
Yes.
honey,
I never do coconut oil, but I think of it often.
pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. With the turmeric, you probably, yeah, you want to have a fat with the turmeric, and you also want a little bit of salt or paprika or what's that
Well,
other
I'm
one
trying
that's
to
red?
make the perfect electrolyte replacement. There's this drink called Pedisure, which pedi for pediatric children. And this gal called me and she says, I'm standing in a pharmacy aisle. I'm trying to get something for my child who's got a flu, sweating, throwing up, and doing terrible things. I'm looking at Pedisure. I said, read to me the ingredients. And it starts with dextrose, sodium chloride, potassium sorbate, and potassium citrate. And I said, well, dextrose, that's honey. Potassium citrates, that's lemon juice. Sodium chlorides, that's a pinch of salt. They're just doing a basic electrolyte replacement. Ta-da!
Right.
Lemon juice, honey, pinch of salt, turmeric and fat. That's antioxidant and energy.
And so what impact will that have on your liver?
Well, the antioxidant is super lovely. The turmeric, together with a few other things like dandelion root and milk thistle, are the most beneficial herbs to treat your liver with. It helps to detoxify. Bitter things is what supports the building of bile acids. And bile is that which is needed to saponify. That's to make soluble fats, right?
Yeah.
So eat bitter things, arugula, rocket, endives, dandelion leaf.
But Martin, we want to eat fruit because it's sweet, like blueberries and apples and mandarinas and oh,
Scotty boy, you want to kill your liver or
donuts,
you want to kill your liver or support your liver?
donuts.
Yeah,
Donuts fried in seed oil. Yummy, yummy.
Yeah. Donuts fried in canola.
You know, Martin, this kind of, I think this is not a tangent, but in life, we have a choice, and the choice boils down to pain or comfort, right? Like you're either in comfort, like there's no pain and you're just like, this is nice, sitting in a hammock sort of thing, or you're in pain. And we often think the pain comes from stubbing our toe or old age or that sort of stuff. But as we grow up, the majority of the pain comes from running in a football game or playing some sport and running into a wall because you're trying to catch, hit the ball or whatever. And, we have the lactic acid buildup, we have the bruises and everything else. But the result of that is we're vibrant, healthy young men, in our case, in those times, right? And if we weren't in pain after the game, we played awful, right?
If you're not hurting after 2 hours of full out effort, it was not a full out effort.
Exactly. And then we'll sit and we'll let our body, we'll rest, we'll let our body recuperate ourselves. But we flip that switch when we hit our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's kind of like, oh, I spend all my time resting, and not enough time pushing because I don't want to feel this pain anymore. And of course, we have the pain left over from our 20s and 30s when we ran into walls. Of course, like my shoulder is always a little painful because I played so much tennis. But the point is that now it's like, how can I just want to relax and not have any pain, and that's going to give me, along with my donuts and my coffee with too much sugar and all the rest of it, my diabetes, my overweightness, my cancer, my heart disease, and all the rest of it.
You're killing me. All right, I wanted to go back to George, who popped in and said, gin and tonic.
Here you go.
But listen, the gin, that's the fun part. The tonic, angostura, is the bitters, which comes from quinine, and quinine is the precursor of the hydroxychloroquine that the pharmaceutical companies have made from that. And that is the most anti-inflammatory thing. So here you have 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas. If you could manage to drink the bitter drink, Swedish bitters, German herby things. Well, the Germans have invented schnapps, right?
They have bitters. The Germans have a little bottle, and it's called bitters.
Right.
That they stick in stuff.
And we actually sell it. We sell Dr. Shade's bitter number 9 and bitter number 10. We have those available in the store. Anyone who's burping should be getting bitters.
Burping.
Yeah. Fat.
And there's the store, life-enthusiast.com. Make sure you go there and check out the products.
All right, sure. Yeah, what do I care about promoting the store, right? I just babble. Oh God.
So Jocko, welcome back. Good to see you again. Use ACV.
Okay, let me talk about that.
I buy a bottle and it sits in my shelf until I leave where I am. Like, I'm gonna drink this stuff, and then it's like, oh, I just can't. So what do we do?
Okay, so ACV, apple cider vinegar, is rich in potassium because of the apples. And the cider has consumed all the sugar from the apple. And so you're getting two things. You're getting malic acid, that is the acid that makes apples sour. And then you're getting the vinegar, which is actually something that you don't really like so much, don't care about. But acetic acid is an important, there are multiple acids that we should have more of. Lactic acid is what we naturally make when we exercise, or we naturally eat if we eat sauerkraut or anything that's been fermented, like kimchi and kefir and those kind of things.
So you said kefir, which is like a yogurt drink, and it comes in mango, and it comes in vanilla, and I don't recall any, and it comes in unsweetened. So I'm confused, Martin, as to which of those three I should buy. I'm not. I'm setting you up, but
okay, honey, you can have some mango to make your life a little sweet.
So should I? Okay, but should I buy the industrial made one in the store with mango, or should I buy the plain one and then, grind up a mango juice sort of thing from a mango?
But here's the weird thing, right? I don't know if this was made with dairy and flavored, or if they actually started with milk. Right? Like kefir, or in America they call it kefir. It's a these are specific set of microbes that are digesting the sugars that are in whatever it is that you're digesting. And the digestion of these sugars turns them into the sour notes.
And also it creates these bacteria that is good bacteria that we want to eat and consume.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So which one? Well, so you can start with milk and make kefir, or you can start with mango and make a mango
juice
processed eaten. But you can start with coconut water and turn it into coconut kefir, right? As long as you have some sort of a glucosey, sugary thing, it will work.
Okay. All right, so I think we got off the
We're down to
cider
4
vinegar.
minutes before closing time.
Yeah.
Let's just get
Was
back
there
to
anything
the.
else you wanted to say about apple cider vinegar?
Oh yeah, right. So you're getting malic acid. I love it. Anyway, malic acid is that which dissolves gallstones. So if you have too much bile or if it's hardening in your liver and turning stones, you do want to have malic acid. It will make it softer. Doctor,
Let me ask you a question, Martin. What percentage of the population do you think absolutely needs that because they're at one level or another of making these stones?
probably 20%, 1 in 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would have said like 80% because I think 80% of the population eats bad.
Anyway, so eat apples, drink apple juice, and instead all that sugar, go with apple cider vinegar. Or if you don't want any of that, just go to the store and buy potassium malate, and there's your answer. Just pop the pills.
Pop the pills. Awesome. All right, we're coming to the end of our time together, everybody. Head over to life-enthusiast.com. You'll find that Martin does an amazing job of curating products that really make an impact on your health, especially the Exla Superfoods group, which is absolutely amazing. And what makes this site really unique is when you go to see a product, you can go look at problems or you can look at products, but under the products, there's details about, what's actually in here. Why is it good for you? What is the scientific research? Martin goes into, he gives those recommendations, or he says, go here and read the research for yourself. This is why we do what we do. And it really will make a difference in your life. But we are still kind of concerned that every thing that we say that is not mainstream medical know-how, even if it is, in fact, we can be stomped down for it. So we head over to Telegram, which has a lot less censorship, and we answer all the questions that you may have there. So we really recommend you head over to t.me/life-and-co, and we'll see you there. And
I wanted to say one more thing.
Martin, why don't you say one more thing to close us off?
About the liver. So fat's not your enemy as long as you produce enough bile salts. So as long as you eat enough bitter foods in your salad, you can eat all the fat you want. Okay? The thing that makes your liver worse is actually starchy stuff. People who end up with gallstones are usually those who should not be eating as much bread as they have. All right?
There you go.
Think of me when you're eating your pastrami sandwich. Throw away the bread. Throw away the bread.
I actually had a hamburger the other day, and I took the bun off, and I just ate what was inside, the meat and the tomato and the lettuce and stuff.
You can totally go to Wendy's and build a decent meal. You order a salad and a hamburger and throw the bun away.
Yep, there you go. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Really appreciate you. We'll see you next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. I guess it's Eastern Daylight Time now. And we have an ouch and tyranny from George. Thank you for participating, George. We really appreciate you. And with that, come over to Telegram, t.me/life-and-co, and we'll see you there. Bye for now.